to the human, right? That's bizarre. Like I told you before, I've seen somebody as a child get hit by a car. I've seen no damage like that. You get what I'm saying? So now you're looking at the speed that he was possibly going in order for his car to look like that. And hitting a human. This wasn't a bump and run or I'm going too fast. That has destroyed the front end of this car.
And that's a head-on-head collision.
Right. And so now this man could have just been trying to cross the street, or he could be on the sidewalk, and you total this and you take off. It's a lot of times, he's probably going as it scared him. Remember, you have to talk to the police, the ambulance. People get hit in cars all the time, walking in the street. Some people throw themselves out in the street. You stop. You get what I'm saying? You give your, first of all, the care for human life has to be there. Because if I hit somebody in the street, please believe we lay there together because I'm terrified. I don't want to hit nobody. You get what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure it out. It wasn't intentional. Now, if he's speeding or there's things in the car, that's when people get to running because they get frightful of having to answer questions. You got alcohol in your breath.
90%, 9 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times, whenever it's dealing in a car crash that deals to death, it's a drunk driver.
Right. And that causes the person to leave. A concerned person is usually like, oh, you've seen it before. People get up out of the car, jump in the car, trying to help a person.
An innocent person is trying to help you. An innocent person is trying to render aid. Right. See, this is the crazy thing about it.
Something you check.
When you don't render aid, when you leave the accident, it's almost worse than actually getting in an accident.
Right, because if it's a true accident, you try to help as much as you can. They say the same thing if someone comes into your home and you pew, right? They're on 911. Did you render aid? I heard a woman, she told a story, her and her grandchild, somebody's breaking into her house, right? She was a middle-aged woman, and she was justified in everything she did. She still stopped and went to go render aid to the freaking guy. It makes a difference. Is it a thing of survival? Is it an accident? Do you care for human life? That's why you say, if you take off running, you got to warn. Something's going on. Why? Why would you not want to help something if it's a true accident?
Were you sympathetic?
Right.
The 90, like I said, and we've seen this before. We've seen this. It's almost like it's inevitable. We see it every year. And all these schools have mentors that come talk to these kids, tell them how not to go out and drink and drive after this big party, after this big bowl game. Be cautious if you are going to drink. Don't be a 5-minute Uber. You can always Uber home and Uber to come back and pick up your car. You see what I'm saying? You can always Uber home and always Uber to come pick up your car. But that 5-minute call to Uber, that you using that app could save you from being in the jail the rest of your life, from taking somebody else's life or somebody taking your life. You know what I'm saying? So we speak on this. We see this. Henry Ruggs was a rookie in the NFL for the Raiders last year. You remember? And he was driving his Ferrari in Las Vegas and killed somebody. He's in jail still to this day. Never got to experience the NFL. Now this man who literally was declaring for the NFL draft ain't never going to see the date in the NFL. Why? Because if you think an NFL going to touch you now in the midst of a murder case, you're crazy. You're crazy.
All things someone's not here anymore.
And you left the scene. And if they and we are in the days of ring cameras, all types of shit. If they got you on all types of video, leaving the scene and running, can prove that it was you, can prove that it was your car. Then they track, and then you know how most of these cops do. They'll track your car steps. They'll go back from the car accident to see where that car came from on another street camera.
So a lot of these cars have GPS. It ain't gonna be too hard. These are electric mechanical cars. These are computerized cars nowadays, right? So the GPS that you use on your phone and on your car or your Apple Watch it's all there for them.
Yeah, but even if they don't got GPS, just the way they do it now, because like we see in every criminal murder investigation, they track from the street cameras. Every street camera, every light has a camera on it, whether people know it or not. Has a camera. That's so they can watch traffic. and see if it's fucked up, if it's an accident. So they can go on the cameras and see where your car went from everything. And then say when they see you stop at a store, they go back to the store, guess what they're going to do? They're going to get the camera of you going in that store. So they find ways to prove that you were the driver. They can track your last steps, see where you was, see where that car went. People don't know that on the traffic light cameras, it reads your license plate. So they once they put your license plate in the computer, they can get a hit on everywhere your car been. Everywhere your car was scanned on a light reader. And now they know everywhere your car was. I saw that shit.
Well, no, they do, and they use it. They use it from your credit card document, from scanning your everything is
even with your credit card.
Right, but everything is an ankle monitor on you. Whether you don't believe it's there, you have one because as long as you carry a cell phone, you have a monitor. You get in your car, like I said, these new cars are built with all this technology. That's your monitor. Your streets are monitored. The front of the store is monitored. When you slide your car is monitored. It's all of the above. So that getting away aspect, I'm still confused how people are thinking they're gonna. I mean, you're really running for yourself at this point.
Running for yourself
because there's nothing that you can really do to like get away from this type of surveillance that we have here. So yeah, if you're out there,
then there's another thing, y'all. Then there's another thing how he don't be thinking. Then you have a cell phone, right? What do? They check your cell phone GPS and see where was your cell phone at the time of the accident. Now your cell phone pings to the same tower where the accident had in a location and say exactly where you at. You're fucked. So you really running for nothing. It makes your case worse. Because if you see that they catching murderers off their cell phone and GPS towers, you didn't know at the moment you was going to get in that accident, right? That just happened to happen because you were fucking up and you weren't thinking. You were drinking and driving. Well, guess what? You had your cell phone on you because it wasn't an accident. You didn't say, I'm going to go out and hit somebody. Let me make sure I don't got my phone so nobody will know where I'm at. No. So what are you running for? You can't hide it.
People don't, like I said, we say it, we watch it on TV, but if you think about it, people tend to, because nobody wants to think that they're monitored this much. But in all actuality, you are. There ain't nothing you can do. Even if you get away with it, it's been seen. It's out there. I just think it's unfortunate.
And somebody's always watching you. I think people fail to realize that too. If somebody get in a car accident, somebody's always gonna be like, oh shit.
People hear the
noise. Slow down. Even on the highway, they slow down. Niggas be like, yo, what the fuck we moving so slow for? You think it's traffic, and the whole time niggas just what? Looking at an accident. We see it so many times.
You see people pull their phones out and start recording, causing more of a delay because they want to get it on social media now. I was on 35 and the car is on fire. Like it's always that type of stuff. Somebody's always taking a look.
So it's that. Let's see what they said though, because this is fucked up. So they said after leading LSU in receiving touchdowns, Karen Lacey is now on the run for homicide. You get that, y'all? On the run. On the run. So remember, this is an NFL draft prospect, probably the number one receiver outside of Travis Hunter as an NFL prospect, y'all. Probably the number one receiver outside of Travis Hunter. So he's on the run for homicide. Not turned myself in, not went straight to the bro. Don't look, even if you get found not guilty 3-4 years later, guess what? Then NFL ain't gonna want you because your character say everything. You went on the run. You ran, but that ain't gonna help you. According to the police reports, Lacey was driving a 2023 Dodge Charger at high speeds. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you he had some new shit? Nigga, it's 2025. He had a 2024. And it just turned 2000. He had a 2023. It just turned 2025. So he had that from his NIL deal in college. He got that car from his NIL deal. Guarantee you got that car part of his NIL deal. Crossing the center line. Okay, listen, y'all. Crossing the center line to pass multiple vehicles, which resulted in a chain reaction of excessive maneuvers by other drivers that led to a head-on collision between two vehicles, after which Lacey reportedly fled the scene without rendering aid and reporting his involvement to the authorities. Okay, so y'all know what that means? Y'all know what that means? He wasn't the actual person that hit somebody. He caused the accident by maneuvering high speed through the lanes. Like, you know, like if you neglectful driving and like you start driving and crossing lanes in your thing, and then everybody else lose control and somebody get in an accident and die, that's what happened.
Right, and then that would explain the conditions of a car, because like I said, look at it, that looks like you hit a pole or something. To me, that doesn't look like somebody got hit and ran your windshield, you know what I'm saying, lumps and bumps on the front. This looks like you hit a pole. So you could have caused an accident back there and then caused yourself to get into one.
He didn't get into an accident. I just read it. I just read the whole thing.
And that's his car?
I just told you. He was driving his 2023 Charger on the highway.
What I'm asking is whose car?
Listen to what I'm telling you. It could be anybody's car. They said he caused a massive accident on the highway. It wasn't just one car that got into an accident. Multiple cars got into an accident because he was driving at excessive high speed, maneuvering over changing lanes. And he was driving excessive. Cars got into, he caused a pileup of massive accidents. And instead of him stopping to render aid, he kept going. You see what I'm saying? So he never actually got into an accident at all. But that's why it's called negligent homicide. That's why they charging him with negligent homicide instead of homicide. The negligent homicide is because he caused it, but he didn't render aid. So they basically saying because you were negligent and how you was driving on the highway, he's being charged with the homicide. That's basically like if me and you go to rob somebody and the person of the house kill you, they're gonna charge me with negligent homicide, even though me and you was together. I'll get charged with negligent homicide for your murder because me and you was friends, and we decided to commit a assault together, or we decided to commit a robbery together. I see that. I've seen that happen to a lot of people. So they really gonna try to fuck this nigga because of this shit. He might not get as much as you would get it for, like if it was just homicide, but he's still looking at a good 8 to 10 years in jail. Maybe 6 if he lucky, and 10 on probation. But negligent homicide, oh my God. He in trouble. He's still in trouble.